And we are back. That was Familiar Skin by Gravebound. And now we are joined by said band from your left to right, everybody. Please welcome Joseph, Kyle, and James. Richmond, Virginia band Gravebound. How are you guys doing today?
Doing wonderful. Thank you.
Great.
Oh, man.
Fantastic. So I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of people that are introduced to you for the very first time, either through the stream or with your latest single that was just released. So why don't you take it back for us? We'll do a super easy question to start. Just like, how did the band get together and start? And how did you all kind of come to explore this sound that you guys have now?
Kyle, I'll let you take that one. Did Kyle's face get frozen?
Oh,
I thought it was just being just like, yeah, okay, cool, like really casual. Over
That
here.
is actually a very good face to be frozen on. All
Yeah,
right.
It is. I've had much
great.
worse.
First technical difficulty. All right, I'll take this one then.
do
So I've known Joe and Kyle for, probably 7-8 years, if not more. We've been in various bands together, but essentially we rebranded from a band that was known as... Oh, I hear Kyle cutting in and out.
Oh no, he might be back.
I don't
Am I
know.
back?
We can always mute him, James.
Let's just get him out of here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, James, keep going. I'm gonna message him in the chat to let him know what's going on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just saying we had been under another band name where we weren't really happy with it. It was called Heard by Eyes. So we essentially rebranded. We ended up doing a bit of a vocal lineup change and got Kyle. Kyle was originally on guitar to do vocals for us. And we brought in Joe, one of our best friends from back in the day where we played a bunch of shows with them in another band. And he came in as bass. And so we've been rocking out with this lineup for at least, I don't know, maybe a year now, Joe, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, whenever just before Failure by Design came out.
Yeah. So, yeah, we put out Phobia under a different vocalist, I think about almost 2 years ago. But with Joe, we've had this lineup for almost about a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
So is this something that, so you say about a year, was this influenced at all by COVID or anything like that? Or is that just you, all the stars having to align with getting everybody here?
Man, I get part of that. Actually, both, I guess. We obviously were in a band prior to this, all together except for Joe, and then the lineup change just happened just because of unforeseen and unfortunate circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And due to COVID, we weren't really doing a whole lot, so we didn't have a whole lot of time, or we didn't need to find somebody right away to fill in a slot. But the stars did align that we had known Joe for this longest time, and we've been really good friends. We actually found Joe like 8 years ago on Craigslist, and
amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, it just paid off. We've known for him for the longest time. He actually lives in Tennessee, so he's one of the only members that doesn't live with us. But yeah, it just happened.
Yeah.
What part of Tennessee, dude?
I live in Nashville.
I'm over in right now, so I will wave to you from where I'm at.
Yeah, I'll yell in just a second. Maybe you'll hear me.
You could be in the same apartment complex. You wouldn't even know.
That's true, man. Yeah.
I don't talk to my neighbors. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, that is true.
Not at all. Just
making it creepy here on Knotfest.
Corey, did you want to jump in with a question before we
go? I just want to hear. So, I mean, you guys more or less formed during the pandemic. I just want to hear more about the creative process that you guys went through. I know here in the States, we didn't have a whole lot of the lockdowns like they did over in Europe and stuff, but what were some of the, the challenges of composing while in the pandemic and, just the different inspirations that you guys pull from and things like that? Because there's a lot of emotion that comes through from your music, and I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of like music creation, we've always had this ability to work remotely. So luckily we weren't greatly impacted by the pandemic in terms of music creation. The lineup change did skew things a bit for a while where we were having trouble finding someone that would be a solid vocalist, and we ended up with Kyle. But musically, we've just been doing the same thing we've always been doing. We'll get together, might write a few demos and then demo out some vocals and then take it to a producer that'll kind of take it to the next level. In terms of the pandemic, where it really hit us hard with, I mean, of course, everybody else as well, was playing shows. We actually had a weekend run right when the pandemic happened. So we played the first Friday, and then the next Saturday and Sunday was just canceled, and everything was just done. So it was really unfortunate, because obviously that's one of the ways that we make money to be able to
Mhm.
support some of the things that we do, like making music and making videos and whatever else we want to do, like buying merch. So that was really unfortunate. So that kind of slowed things down, just from a monetary standpoint, because we couldn't really afford to do as much as we wanted to,
Hmm.
because we weren't playing enough to really to get that. But in terms of the creativiness, Kyle, unfortunately not here to talk about this, but he does a lot of the vocal writing and the lyrical writing, and he writes about what he's really passionate about at the moment. There's not really a consistent theme like we had with our old music. It's kind of just what he's feeling in the moment, and so it can really be very emotional because he might not show it, but he's a really emotional guy, and he's gone through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to that point, technical difficulties aside and everything like that, because this would have been a perfect question for Kyle, because I wanted to speak about, the writing of Casualty, and like where you guys were, with this one, as far as like, is this something that you had been working on a while? Is this something that you've done in the past couple months? I'm curious on whether like this was, I don't want to say influenced by the pandemic or anything like, right, because at this point, like, it's touched our lives so much that almost
Mhm.
everything that we do is influenced, right? It and like, I don't want to be cliche over there, but I just like, when did this song start coming about, and how did it become the product that it is right now?
That's an interesting thought because we have a song that's influenced by the pandemic, and that's Tonic, just because the lyrics are mainly about it. But
Hmm.
Casualty is, um, we wrote that in one day in Nashville, when we went to our producer, Kyle Odell. We already had the guitars and the instrumentals kind of there. But what happened was, is we went down there with the idea of just doing two songs in the studio. And I think we had 3 days to do it. And we just busted through everything that we had so quickly. We were like, we're left with one day. We are like, we got to do another song. We got to do something. So we're like literally going back to Joe's apartment at like 12:30 night, just staying up, drinking, and being like, all right, what can we do? Like, what song can we come up with to where we don't waste our time in the studio tomorrow? And we had this instrumental and that Kyle had written as well, and we just busted that out in studio just the next day. It was crazy how that came together, and we left with time still on the table. So that was that kind of process of creating it. We did it actually. Um, Man, was it Joe? Was it October of last year or
Yeah.
August or September? I can't remember. It was a while back.
Time doesn't exist, man. You
Yeah,
just say like sometime within those three
sometime,
months.
yeah, some time
A
ago.
day at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did this a long time ago, along with the video that you played earlier, Familiar Skin, and we just we stockpiled it because we kind of did three songs all at once, and it took us a while to get a video done for it. So that's
Hmm.
the big delay behind it. Once again, COVID, because we didn't have the funds to do it. But we've been sitting on this for a while. It
Hmm.
wasn't, like I said, very heavily focused on COVID. It was more on like the industry and just people stabbing you in the back in general and using
Sure.
you. Um, but yeah, that's kind of how it came about.
Amazing stuff. And so I guess, is so you said that you've been putting this, or you've been working on this for a little while. I'm curious to know what y'all have been working on recently, if anything is coming down the pipe, as far as like fresher sounds like kind of more negative, but you know what I mean when
Yeah,
I say that, right? Yeah,
something new, something
yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely have a cover coming out next month. That's got a video with it as well. And then we're shooting a video in November for another song that we have. And then we're shooting a video in January for another song we have. So we have a lot of content lined up. I think we have at least right at this moment like 6 or 7 unreleased songs that we're sitting on that we're just looking to get content created for. So
Hmm.
we are definitely trying to be more consistent with it, especially now that shows are coming back and we can afford to do this stuff. So we have a lot more in store.
No, yeah.
And can you talk a little bit more about the video creation process? Because it's obviously you guys put a lot of effort into your videos, and you have, from what you said, a ton planned. So can you go over the how you draw the inspiration from the videos, and if is it separate from how you get inspired to make the music, and what all goes in through your brains when you're creating a video?
There's a lot there. Um,
just lay it all out. Just word vomit. Go for it.
so
Miles.
logistics aside, because this guy lives in wherever he is on the
Mhm.
screen. This guy Joe lives in Tennessee, so he's got to fly down for anything that we do.
Yeah.
Um, well, unless we go up to him, right?
Yeah.
But we sometimes get together and regarding like moves, we'll like, oh, it would be really cool to do this here, that there. So we do get together and talk about how we want to perform and look in the video. Regarding the actual artistic side of developing the concept for the video, we always go for more of a performance shot with some type of imagery to show
Mhm.
what the video is about. We don't want a huge storyline. We're not super into that. At least at the moment, none of our songs has been like, oh yeah, let's do a storyline. We have some like that. It's just we're not super fans of that. So often we just try to stick to like a color palette that's similar to like the album art. But then the imagery, that's just we just have like a word board or what's it called? I don't know, it's like a basically a Google Doc.
Like a storyboard, right?
Storyboard,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. We just throw in a bunch of different ideas and whatever sticks is what we go with. Um, but we
I just
work
picture
heavily.
you like wadding pieces of paper together and like I don't know, getting it all wet and like throwing it at a wall or something like that and seeing what sticks. It's just the mental image I got.
That's basically how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I got to start somewhere. Corey, before we get into your
Mm.
question, so I did have a general question for all of you as far as like aside from the music, how do you keep your guys yourself sane and everything like that? But Joe, question for you, my
Yeah.
friend: Princes or Boltons?
Oh man, I gotta go Prince's. Like, yeah, exactly, man. I like.
It's
I was actually on a flight the other day, and there was like a guy coming from Richmond to Nashville, and I was like, "Oh, what's up?" It was bachelor party, like everybody else.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like showing me his itinerary, and he put Hattie B's down for like the top. I was like, "No, man,
Yeah,
wow.
gentrified hot chicken is basically what that is. Like, I'm not going to talk shit on Hattie B's, even though I guess I
No,
kind of just did. It's like not that bad, but it's not where
yeah,
you want to go for first. For those of you who don't understand,
I'm gonna
we're
be here from Oregon not knowing what the hell's
yeah,
going on.
exactly. I was like,
So-
Right there with you.
we've limited the size of Twitch to everybody to just like 2 people over here. But
yeah, exactly.
we're talking about Nashville's delicacy of hot chicken and
Exactly.
Prince's and Bolton's, which are some of the OG ones. Prince's has been
Mhm.
around for like 80, 90 years or
Yep.
something along those lines. And they're fucking phenomenal.
Amazing.
Bolton's is a good shout too, though. Don't sleep on their hot grouper, everybody. If you're going to Nashville, don't go to Hattie B's for your hot chicken. Go to Bolton's. Go to Prince's.
Exactly.
But I'm opening this up. So hot chicken
some
aside,
notes.
yeah,
Hot
exactly. Hot
chicken,
chicken aside from
Bolton's,
everybody.
Prince-
What do you guys do to keep yourself sane away from the music and everything else?
Joe, let you run with that one first.
Oh man, what do I do?
Do you eat chicken?
Well, yeah.
Better at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean, because like my schedule is usually pretty in flux, just with my career and stuff like that. So funny enough, cooking has actually been a huge one for me recently. That's really nice. And then I'd probably say, I don't know, playing a lot of Sea of Thieves with my friends. That's about it. So that's about
Hanging out with your
Yeah.
cats.
hanging with my cats. That's a huge one. They were making a mess right as I was trying to sign on. So that's it, man. I'm kind of boring. So
Yeah,
What
well, I-
colors are your cats?
pure black and then a tortie.
Aw, cute.
Yeah, they're
I have a
great.
little calico tortie, whatever. Like she's got weird markings.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
have a calico, just plain old calico.
Oh, that's so great.
We're just gonna talk about cats since you guys talked about chicken.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm down. You say that like it's a bad thing, Corey. You know I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people who aren't down with kitty cats, just come on now, get off your high horse.
James, what about you?
I play video games as well. I like to. I guess I'm pretty boring as well, but I like to go to the gym, play video games. Obviously, I have a career as well. And, got to put bread on the table. I have a family. I have a daughter that's 3 that keeps me pretty busy most of the time. So the family life is kind of where I try and spend most of my time if it's not in music.
Amazing. What pays the bills, if you don't mind me asking?
So I'm actually a consultant at a company known as CrowdStrike, and I do instant response work. So just like deal with hackers all the time, and basically help you out whenever you have an incident.
Yep. I realize the futility of asking, like, because I mean, Corey and I work a lot as well. Just like asking a bunch of people that do nothing but work, like, what do you do in your free time? Like, I don't know. Do I have free time?
Free,
But like,
free time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard those two words together like that. Is that like a French use of the word, or is this a foreign concept? Free time.
Yeah.
Uh,
To make it here, I feel like we're just constantly on the grind. We're just
Mhm.
trying to do as much as we can with this.
yeah, I mean, and that's kind of just how it always is, right? But like, it sounds like you guys have your schedule set at least for a little while, right? With constant stream of songs coming out for people to look forward to, and like that, we've talked about it before, but I mean, that's a solid strategy as well. Whether or not you guys have an album plan in the future or not, like as long as you guys have stuff coming out, we don't necessarily in this day and age need all that stuff right now. So you guys are just grinding it and putting music out.
Yeah, exactly.
Cord, do you want to ask the famous question?
Of course, I want to ask the famous question because I'm really curious with these two what the answer is going to be. What is your favorite dinosaur?
We always get the
This is a
every time
defining
it's yeah.
This is a defining question. This separates the men from the boys here, people.
Oh, so don't say T-Rex, Joe. That's a bait.
No,
That's bait.
actually, I'm gonna say, what is it? Pterodactyl, because they can fly.
Yeah, see, pterodactyl is not one that I have gotten very often, but I've actually gotten it 3 times in a row now on interviews. And I've asked that question forever, and it's, yeah.
That, I think it's great. James, where are you? Are you Googling right now, trying to figure it out?
I was Googling on
Top 10 dinosaurs.
That's funny. She might know, dude.
Oh, she is going to be asleep soon. That's my
Oh,
daughter,
okay,
Penny.
never mind.
She is obsessed with dinosaurs, though. Gosh, I would say Velociraptor.
Parenting
maybe?
done right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, dinosaurs, Frozen, Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
3 things. That's just like the trifecta. Every kid is just in love with it. Anyways, but yeah, Velociraptor. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that scene in the kitchen from Jurassic Park, it's a classic. You can never go wrong with a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. So last thing as we wrap up, again, this has been Gravebound on Pulse of the Maggots. You guys have stuff in the works that's going to be coming down the pipe. As people are discovering you, whether they're watching right now for the first time, like learning about y'all, or have listened to you for a little while, what do you want people to take away from your music, and any parting words that you want to leave them with?
Well, I would say that we are a bunch of guys just trying to put out great music and a way for you to escape from, whatever troubles that you have. We want to be as welcoming to anybody that wants to listen to our stuff. Come out and hang with us at shows. We're down to earth people. We're not trying to be, big headed in any way. If you want to find out more about us, hit us up at gravebound.com. Everything is on there, our socials and whatnot. But yeah, Joe, any parting words?
No, I mean, couldn't say it better. Just come as you are and hang out. That's it.
Amazing shit. You heard them, everybody. Do it. Come as you are and hang out. This has been Gravebound. Joe, James, thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations on the release of Casualty, and we may be talking in the future as more stuff drops.
Cool, yeah.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah, absolutely no problem. Be safe out there, my friends, and we'll see you around the bend.
Sounds
Sounds
great.
good.
Yeah,
See
take
ya.
it easy, guys.
Peace out, y'all.